Hi, everybody. It's Gene Simmons, and you're not, and you're listening to the Potter Than Hell podcast with Steve, BC, BB, and Dylan. But you knew that, didn't you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is your last stop on the crazy train of hard rock and heavy metal. So sit back, buckle in, and hang on. Here we go.
Hello, Potter Than Hellions. Welcome back to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is Steve, your host. This week, joining me is
BC
and
BB,
and keyboard tonight is
Dylan.
See, you thought that was going to be kind of different.
I thought you were gonna. I thought there was like a special guest joining
something
us.
different. I know.
I'm like, oh, who's coming up?
Skyping from
outer space.
So, what's up, guys? How's everybody doing? What's going on, BB? Yeah, actually, everybody looks rough here today except for Dylan.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
BB's. What's up, BB?
It's a rough day. Just a rough day. It's not easy raising parents and going to work at 5 o'clock and staying there till 5 o'clock and going and running, and it's nuts. I'm nuts. I'm emotionally and mentally drained. I can't wait to start drinking.
Get going. You got one
Start
crack.
drinking.
One crack. All right. How about you, BC? What do you got?
Yeah, I'm in the BB's boat. Long, rough day today, but here we are. So, I'll go drink.
Sounds good. Me too. What about you, Dylan?
I'm doing well. Like coming off the nice long weekend from Martin Luther King Jr. Holiday. That was nice to have that little rest and relaxation. So that was I'm back refreshed.
Oh, all right.
Must be nice to have that.
I know, no shit. I just came home from a 36-hour shift,
Well,
fucking 10 minutes ago.
We gotta start working where Dylan works.
That's yeah. You don't even believe that.
they're hiring salespeople.
I want
so
these
if
major.
You don't have to get dressed. You don't have to fucking shower.
You
You have to leave the fucking house.
Yeah, that's
Well, I'm going to be starting my hybrid, so I will have to do that at least once a week.
Oh. Not leave the house. Not once a week. Oh, my God.
What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say?
He'll be joining BB in rehab.
Yeah.
All that pressure going to actual work once a fucking week. But hey, as long as the paychecks keep rolling in, so
We'll take it.
glad everybody's doing good. I would say I'm glad everybody's doing better now than they were for the rest of today. Which today wasn't too bad. Yesterday we've been busy at work, BC. We've been rocking the fires.
Even saving cats off roofs, BC.
I did. I rescued a cat last night. The kids were happy. The cat was missing for 2 days. It jumped off the one roof and on the other roof and was lost. So it's been the snowstorm out in the cold. You know.
Did I tell you the one time I saw Jovi on our neighbor's roof?
Yeah.
I look out my window and I see our cat climbing on the trellis. So I'm like, Jovi, what are you doing? How'd you get up there?
That's an easy one to climb up. She can get down from there.
Yeah, no, she was good.
get
She was okay.
Yeah, so no one got hurt at the fire. Cat was safe last night, so all's well in the world. So last week we did the Ultimate Album episode, which I thought was fun. I had a great time with that one. And it was if you guys hadn't listened to that one yet, it's a mashup of 2 consecutive albums making one great album. I did the X Factor and Virtual 11 from Iron Maiden and Black Sabbath Heaven and Hell, Mob Rules. BC did Dirty Looks Cool from The Wire and Turn to the Screw, and XYZ Self-Titled and Hungry. BB did Def Leppard On Through the Night and High and Dry, and Wasp, Neon God 1 and Neon God 2. Dylan did Anthrax Worship Music and For All Kings, and Great White Once Bitten, Twice Shy. So it could actually be that album, Once Bitten, Twice Shy.
Yeah.
So that was cool. What'd you think of that one, BB?
That was a great episode. That was a great idea. I think next time we do it, I think I'll pick maybe some like shittier albums, so it's a little bit easier to pick, 4 good songs. But because I had some trouble, but yeah, great idea, great topic. Can't wait to revisit that.
It was a lot of fun. I really liked delving into some of the artists that we don't really talk about too much on the podcast, like Great White. It was really cool going through their 2 albums and picking up songs that I hadn't really checked out from them. And I honestly think that everybody did a really good job condensing the 2 albums that they picked into one cohesive album. So it was cool to see everybody's mindsets and where they went, especially with BB and his rock operas. It was cool to see him put the story into one CD, so I don't have to listen to 2 full CDs of Blackie Lawless.
Chopped it down for you, anyways.
Yeah.
The Cliff Notes version.
Yeah. What'd you think, BC?
Oh, fun time as always. when you first started doing it, there's so many bands. We can do this a few more times.
I got like at least 8 in the hopper.
I wrote down at least about 3 more.
Okay. That was cool. I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. It was fun doing it. Like I said, I have a bunch. I have probably 8 altogether that I did. I didn't do the actual, song list, but I have the albums that I'm going to work off of. So it was fun. So you guys out there, let us know what album. Give us, one ultimate album that you would make out of any band's 2 consecutive albums. And so good news, BC. Good news. Priest is back to a 5-piece.
Oh boy,
We're back to a 5-piece.
What a roller coaster.
So
Is it Andy?
I guess it's supposed to be Andy Sneap again. So I'm glad. So and everybody was like, what the fuck? I mean, we discussed it last episode we discussed it too. But I'm glad to hear that it's going to be. It would just be so empty, or you can't have a guy backstage. You know what I mean? Even if you had I don't know. You need the 2 guys, because you need the 2 different, not even just the rhythm guitar and the solos. You need 2 different lead guitar players in that band. I think you definitely do. So I'm glad that's back there. A lot of the Maiden fans are like flipping out now. People that do what I do a lot don't actually read the whole fucking thing. So it had on there that Iron Maiden is considering playing smaller venues for the next tour, and doing Senjutsu all the way through, and a couple other songs. People are like, oh, you're never gonna be able to get that. Like, people aren't gonna be down for that, because when they did the Matter, Life, and Death thing, people were pissed. But I'm down with them doing it. I definitely would love to see them do it. But our track record getting tickets for an Iron Maiden show in an arena has been fucking horrible. I can't picture trying to get one for, to say, the size of, we couldn't get, let me put it this way, we couldn't get good tickets being online and fan club at Madison Square Garden, and then we're going to try to get tickets for Radio City Music Hall. So
you get them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, if you want to pay like $500 for them. But, I don't know. I think I'm just going to have to watch it on DVD, I think, when it comes out, but... it would be great, though. I mean, I would love to see them do that. A lot of... Well, and the good thing is, too, some people don't like the new album. They're like, oh, it's too long, too this, too that. You know what? Stay the fuck home.
Yeah.
I'll take your ticket for one thing. And I think that when we saw the Matter, Life, and Death tours, that was... I forget what year it was. It was... Dylan can look that up. Even whatever the year the album was, 2004, 2005, maybe 2006. I don't know. I mean, I can't say that the internet was like
2006.
2006. So it's not like it is now. You know what I mean? You didn't know. I mean, I knew that it was going to be that, but the casual Maiden fan at the time didn't know that, because there were a lot of people that were pissed at that show. I've talked about it before.
Before the days of setlist.fm.
Right. So now people, I think, are more informed. Everyone's got everything on their phone now. It wasn't quite to that point then. So I think you may get them people saying, I don't want to fucking see that.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping more power to you. Go for it. And I was telling these guys the other day, and I don't want to hear Supply Train fucking bullshit about getting albums and stuff in the mail.
It's my new band name, Supply Train.
Supply Train, yeah. And so I pre-ordered the new Exodus album, Persona Non Grata. I looked at it. I ordered it in... What'd I say? I ordered it in... I think I pre-ordered it in May. Beginning of May, I pre-ordered it. I mean, it didn't come out till November, but that's fine. I don't expect to get it early. I expect to get it in a reasonable amount of time after it comes out. Some albums recently we have gotten before they were actually released, a couple days. But I emailed them, what's going on with this? They emailed me back, but it was a form thing, blah, 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 something that they send to everybody that complains. So I get a shipping notice, like last week, and it says, okay, your item has shipped. I'm like, cool. It's coming from Germany. Took probably 8 days, I want to say, maybe, to get here. So, of course... Like, everything happens. It always comes on a day when I'm at the firehouse, so I don't get to check it out the day that I get it. So I get home the next day, open it up, okay, cool. So I actually don't get to listen to it till the next day. So it's one of them where it comes with the the plastic flap down where it has the adhesive on it where you open it up. And so the two albums, they split into a double album, 45 RPM each one. So they split it into the two, and this is how they slide it inside the gatefold. So I get them out, I put them in the sleeves. So I finally get a chance, I put it on, I listen to side 1, awesome, side 2, fucking awesome. So I put that away, and then I pull out the second one, and I go to put it on, and I'm like, wait a minute, that says side A. I'm like, why does the second one? So I'm thinking maybe I pulled the same one out again. So I look and I'm like, no. So I pulled them out. I got 2 of the same disc. So I got side A and B and side A and B. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Because actually I was just about to call BC and we got hit for a fire. The one on Jeffrey Street. So I'm like, so I was waiting, and I was telling BC later. I'm like, and I told you guys, well, because I was telling him that he told BB asked me about it. So I'm like, really? So now someone out there has C and D in their thing. So maybe if you're a listener to the show, maybe we could exchange or whatever. But like, just absolutely fucking ridiculous. Because actually, that's what I did with Dennis Talbot with one of the Ace albums. It was with Trouble Walkin'. One was one type of colored vinyl, and then there was another version that was another one. So he had the one, I had the other one. So we switched discs. So like we each have one of each now. So I thought that was pretty cool. So if you're out there and you have 2 C and D albums of Persona Non Grata, get a hold of me. We'll work something out. So just fucking aggravating.
Just go on Craigslist, missed connections. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Searching for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Half of the album.
Jesus.
Do you have this album?
Don't try this at home. All right. So before we get into it, we'll do what are we listening to? Dylan, what are you listening to?
So I had a lot of out of format listened to, but I was really excited that this massive festival was announced. And it's one of those festivals where you look at the lineups and you think it's fake because it's almost like too good to be true because it has all the bands that you like on it. And it's literally bands. It's called When We Were Young, and it's bands from like when I was growing up, like that were kind of getting big, like from pop punk and stuff like that. And actually some bands that my band opened up for, like Mayday Parade in the Main. But like My Chemical Romance is playing, Paramore is playing, Ice Nine Kills is playing, Alkaline Trio. Like these are all bands that are bucket list bands for me, or like bands that I've seen live before and they're awesome and I love to see them. Only problem is it's in Las Vegas.
Was it just like a one
it's
shot thing?
It's a 1 day thing.
Well,
it's
flights
October
are cheap
22nd.
to Vegas.
Go.
Yeah, I was thinking it's like $484 for a flight to Vegas from Philly, for those days. So I'm hemming and hawing
If you're
about
looking
it.
in the right spot.
Yeah.
You could get a flight and a room for like 2 days for cheaper than that, probably.
Yeah, so I'm hemming and hawing about
Ask
it.
your
but,
mother
like,
to look for you.
very, very cool that all these. It was. I look at the poster and I'm like, that can't be real. But like one of the bands posted it, and I'm like, oh my god, it is real. So I can maybe finally see My Chemical Romance.
Where's it at? Allegiant Field?
It's
Allegiant Stadium?
It's at the Las Vegas Festival grounds.
Oh.
Apparently a 20-minute walk from the Strip. So
Maybe it's an outside.
All I gotta
thing.
say is
yeah, Vegas is
just jump on
becoming
a
a hot
plane and
spot.
go.
Just go.
Just go.
Fuck it.
Jump on a plane and go. That's what I did.
I'm thinking
Pull a
about
BC.
it. I'm thinking
Well,
about
busy.
it.
Just jump on a plane and go halfway across the world.
It's always a little nerve-wracking going to first-time festivals, though, because you know how it is sometimes where they're
Yeah, but
getting
you got
their
to take
sea
the
legs.
chance. You got to take the chance.
You don't want a fire festival.
We did that with M3.
Knock on wood, the weather should be nice out there.
Yeah. I mean, we were in Vegas around that time for...
When is it?
October 22nd. We were in Vegas, like, right around that time for Sonny's birthday.
You were there like a week before that.
Yeah. So, and it wasn't... It was god hot, but it wasn't as hot as in the summer. I
It's the
bet.
summertime.
No, it wasn't bad. It was only in the 80s.
Yeah. It's dry heat.
That's
Perfect.
right.
Perfect. Dylan's gone. He's out of here.
He's out. He's camping in.
BB, what do you got?
It's funny Dylan brought up Great White. I wanted to check out because I have this in my phone. I never got a chance to listen to it, and I download it. It's from Great White. It was released February 26, 2013. It's the 30 years live with Terry Lewis. Not bad. You know, I'm a fan of Terry's vocal performance. It's good. I just wish they went a little bit deeper, but of course, you know, they don't. But you know, they open up a Desert Moon and Lady Red Light 1-2 punch. But House of Broken Love, Save Your Love, Mr. Bone, like the ones the hits, you know. But it's a little bit over an hour, if I can remember correctly. But yeah, really, really good. Check it out. It's called Great White 30 Years Live on the Sunset Strip.
All right. BC, how are you?
I'm still rocking the DT in the truck, and when I'm at the house, I was doing 3 Days Grace, Theory of a Dead Man. I don't know why I'm getting into that. And I'm drawing a blank on the goddamn band. The one we saw down Tinks open up for a rat, I want to say, or somebody.
Caroline Spine?
Nah, the other one. It'll come back to me at midnight tonight.
So you have 3 Days Grace and what?
Theory of a Dead Man.
Theory.
They're now known as Theory.
Built in stereo? They open up for
something. It is something in stereo.
I got the CD and I just threw it in. It's kind of like punkish.
Yeah, it wasn't like what we normally listen to.
No, it was a
little more alternative type. Yeah. It wasn't moving in stereo, was it? I don't think so. That's a car sound. Okay. Anyway.
That is
right. And for me, an album that I've been waiting to come out for a long time, Tony Martin, former singer for Black Sabbath, he put out an album called Thorns. Fucking awesome. It hit me right away, and it's funny because, of course, fucking Poonie puts in our test group, this album, brutal. Of course he fucking hates it, so it's good. Fucking excellent, great album. I've listened to it probably 3 or 4 times. I haven't really had much of a chance since it came out. It came out this last week. It came out on Friday the 14th, and tonight we're recording, by the way, it is January 18th, 2022. And also, I probably about 10 times I listened to the new Saxon album, Carpe Diem. It doesn't come out until February 4th, I think. We have something cool coming up, too, so I was able to get an advanced copy of it, and it's good. It's in the Thunderbolt range, produced by Andy Sneap. Really good, powerful songs in there. There's a couple ones I was like, oh yeah,
Super heavy.
This is it. So that's what we got going. I have some Tony Martin, Thorns, and Built by Stereo. That's his name. BC's got Built by Stereo, Theory of a Dead Man, and some 3 Days Grace. Also, set new Saxon Carpe Diem for me. 30 Years Live, Great White for BB. That's with Terry Lewis on vocals. And Dylan has the bands from that festival, Ice Nine Kills, Paramore, and others.
Yep, My Chemical Romance.
My Chemical Romance. And,
one day I will see My Chemical Romance. Mark my fucking words, it's happening.
It could happen. It could definitely happen. All right.
Stranger Things.
So this evening is my birthday episode. We didn't forget about it this year, which is good.
Well, the one year we gave you 2, I think, because we gave you the summer birthday.
I did the summer birthday too, but the one year we missed it because we did the Van Halen thing, I think, and then we did the summer one. Could be, I don't know. That was over a year ago, maybe 2. So I don't know. Anyway, my birthday episode, and I picked 3 studio albums and 1 live one. And I was gonna fuck with you guys and pick 3 live albums and 1 studio album, but
that would have been a marathon.
I figured the one I picked, the live album I picked is really long.
It's long enough, yeah.
But it's worth every fucking second of it. But so my first album that I picked. First became aware of this band. When we went on Kiss Cruise 6, I believe it was, they had a contest on the 6-man thing to pick bands like unknown or little-known bands to be on the Kiss Cruise. So this band's name came up, and they're called Thundermother, and they were one of the finalists, and they ended up being on the cruise, and it was cool. I got to talk to the young ladies in the band. They rocked, and I'll tell you what, and I love when you see a band and they just get up there and they just fucking jam. The guitar player, she was walking through the crowd playing and shit, and she plays in a White Explorer. Oh, I love Explorers. And so the at the time of this recording, here's the band. Gunira Mancini's on vocals, Philippa Nasil on guitar, Emily Johnson on drums, and Marjan Lindberg on bass. I know they've had 2 or 3 changes in bass players since then. There's a new bass player now. And actually, as we speak, they are in Los Angeles recording their follow-up to this album, and it is called Heatwave. Came out in 2020, and it's produced by Soren Anderson, which he's done a ton of stuff, ton of the bands like Heat, Eclipse, a lot of those Scandinavian bands. So, and I really liked this band when I saw them live. Their music was fantastic. They're kind of like a female Airborne. type feel and vibe to them. So I picked up this. I have the CD of the album Heatwave, but then they came out with a deluxe version of it this last year. I picked that up on vinyl and has some some live stuff and like an acoustic version.
Stuff, yeah.
You know, so very cool. So the album is Heatwave and was 49 minutes long. Opens up with Loud and Alive. Drums intro right into the rocking chords. The first vocals from Guinera is just fucking powerful, amazing voice. She's got like a bluesy rasp to it. The sound of the band, like I said, they have an airborne, harder AC/DC type vibe. Great background vocals. These young ladies fucking rock. Some really good drum fills through the song. Some stop and start stuff going into the solo. And Flippa really tears it up with some really... And I really like her playing on this. It's very, very tasteful. She shreds when it fits. And then she does like more of a rock and roll type solo when it fits the song. And the production right off the bat just hits you in the face. The production is fantastic. And very... very powerful sounding band, and they bring this off live as well. Next song, Dog from Hell. Fucking love this song. It's got like a cool plinky guitar picking start with a cool drum and bass groove at the beginning. I'm just like literally just like bopping my head around to this song, just thinking of how it goes. Real catchy groove, huge chorus. The Dog from Hell. Fucking awesome background vocals to this whole album. We get some hey-hays in there, BB.
Yeah, you love it.
Awesome rock and roll type solo. I love the big sound of this song. And there's even some oh-oh-ohs at the end. This song is aces for me. Love it. Back in 76 is the next song. And I like when bands start the song with the chorus. I love it because it comes in a cappella. I think it's friggin' fantastic, and it's like, hey girls, get your kicks, join the train on 76, and then you get some whoas. It comes in with the drums, stop-start guitars once again. Great short solo, fun song. Next song is Into the Mud. I had this as a gem song, I don't know, a couple months ago. Just friggin' rocks, straight up fast rocker. The video is fucking fantastic. It shows them all. They're at this festival. They're literally in the fucking mud there at the thing. High energy, great intensity for the verses. Really cool lead fills. There's a really cool bass part in the middle just before the solo. Just a well-crafted hard rock, just fast rocking song. Next song, title track, Heat Wave. Little finger picking in the beginning. Some more whoa-whoas. The song's got a great build to it. It reminds me of a couple different Airborne songs that you just get that dun, 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 that build to it. Then it goes into just a straightforward rock song. Great vocals, hooks galore in here, top notch, some really cool fitting solo. And then like after the solo, it just kicks back down. You get Heat Wave, whoa, Heat Wave. And then it kicks back up to the end of the song, just friggin' fantastic. Then they go into Sleep. It's a softer song. I would say the ballad of the album. The vocals are just fucking fantastic on there. She can sing soft, she can sing sweet, and she can sing powerful. Just a great range on her vocals. Then it goes right back into a fast rocker, driving in style. Great pace of the song. Awesome vocal cadence. Really catchable, really catchy, singable chorus. And that's a lot of probably most of the songs in this album. The chorus is just like they suck you right in. And we even get some clapping for the pre-chorus. Solo fucking rocks. Fun song. Next song, Free Ourselves. Now, if you listen to the beginning of this Free Ourselves, the guitar intro sounds like Thunderstruck sped up. I'm like, wow, if that was played a little faster, that would be this. It sounds really fucking cool. The song is very anthemic chorus in this one. Catchy, very melodic, and I like the one part, let go of your fears and get fucked up. Just cool, like kind of like a spontaneous thing in there. It's good part for the crowd to just like chant out to them. Cool stop and start, cool solo with the stop and start music behind it. Another well written song. Next song is Mexico. And then it starts in the beginning. It's like, can we just do it from the top, like a little like in studio talking kind of thing? And like a little muffled in the music in the background. Then it kicks in. This song's got like a really cool swing to it, like a I don't know, like we talked about. What's the Maiden song on Book of Souls?
Death or Glory.
Death or Glory. It's got like that kind of swing to it, really catchy. I wonder if they, when they wrote this, if they had the Kiss cruise in mind, because we did go to Mexico. The 2 stops were in Mexico, so I wonder if they didn't get that vibe from being on the Kiss cruise and stopping at those ports. I love the I'm falling is freaking great in there. And you go back to like the finger picking for the solo is really cool. Not shredding, but just a great. It fits the song perfect. Right back to the chorus. Another freaking fantastic song. Purple Sky, one of my favorite songs on this album. It's got a 70s feel to it. There's some funky like wah pedal stuff going on there. Great background vocals. I just love the feel on this one. Awesome drum fills in there. The pre-chorus is freaking fantastic too. The bridge right before the break in the middle that has a short little solo, but it's just a cool little keyboard part, which you don't really get any keyboards on this album besides in this song here. And I like how it kind of kicks back down at the end of the song. You got funky guitars and like the drums are out front, the keyboards accented. Friggin' great song. Ghosts, great crisp guitar start, good head bobber. I love the vocals are so strong and out front on this one. The bass, this is one of the songs, the bass is really out front too. Catchy chorus, background vocals once again, great rock and roll type solo, really good drum fills, great song. Somebody Love Me, like this one's got a punk feel to it. Like these last 2 songs, I think they could have just did like an 11 song album, my opinion, obviously. But this one's got like a punk feel to it. It's like right out of the gate, like a punk feel. Very strong vocals. It has an urgent feel to it. Changes it up for the chorus. Little fast solo in there. Got some cowbell going in this one, BB. I know you love your cowbell.
Classic cowbell.
Yep. Bad Habits, the last song. This song's kind of not great for me. It's like the one I would definitely leave off. It's got some really cool bass on it though. The driving beat is cool, but it's just one of the lesser songs for me. It's got a weird solo in it too. It's not bad. Real good gang vocals for the chorus though. I love this album. I've been rocking to it since it came out, and it's fun. Lots of hooks, awesome choruses. The powerful vocals are fantastic. The production is off the scale, and I just enjoyed the hell out of this album. And what'd you think, BC?
Now, is this a new vocalist on this album or the album
No.
before?
No, I think she's the same vocalist on all.
The way I read something.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so. She's the girl that sang on the cruise.
What year is it?
2016 or 17? I don't
I
know
was
my
reading
phone or
somewhere
anything to
like-
look anything up.
Isn't it wild that was like 6 years ago?
I know.
And, I was reading something where I think in 2017 they revamped everything. I don't know. Maybe I read it wrong. But I listened to this band before, and I was like, okay, not bad. But this album, to me, is way better than the earlier stuff. Maybe it's the production. I love the feel of it. I mean, vocally, the vocals stand out to me in this album so much. You can't go wrong with straightforward rock, which is pretty much their feel, groove. Total enjoyable album. Standouts for me were Into the Mud. I just love the rocking drums with that, matching vocals. Heatwave's good. Driving the Style. To me, that riff is great. It has the upbeat drums. Ghost. This is where I feel the AC/DC influence. And the groove and some cool bass in it. Come on, Love Me. It's not the Kiss version, but it's not too much of a bad version.
It's not that. It's Somebody Love Me.
I'm writing down my own.
See?
Yeah, I'm hearing "Come On and Love Me" in my head, so I'm writing it down. And then the Bad Habits, it's not too bad. I like the bass in it. To me, the bass catches my ear on that song. But all over, this album to me is killer. And like I said, I listened to you maybe when you first, probably right at the cruise, whatever album that would have been. But this one's personally way better to me.
Yeah, 2017, the band totally reformed. I gotta see what.
I'm not crazy.
See? Phew.
I could swear she's a singer from the
They
cruise.
were known as Lightning Father, and then they became Thundermother.
All right, cool. Dylan, what'd you think?
So I listened to your albums in the order that you sent us in that playlist. So this was the first album that I got to listen to for this episode.
Okay.
And I had only heard a couple songs here and there from Thundermother, so I wasn't as familiar with them. And I always used to get them confused with that one supergroup that Scott Ian is in with his wife.
Motor Sister?
Yeah, Motor Sister. I would always get those two confused. I don't know why. Very different bands, but you know. But this is a really great album. I like everything on this album except maybe For Sleep. I can kind of do without that. I mean, it's a good palate cleanser. I just love them at their like rocking vibe. I like Into the Mud. That your breakneck rocker is where I really like these guys. They have quite an AC/DC vibe at times, and I really dig it. They gel very well. The guitar playing's great. They had a bass solo in a song, and you know I'm not gonna fault that at all. So it's a really great album from them. They really are great in showing that rock isn't dead. That new bands are coming in and putting out quality material. You know, it's awesome seeing this awesome band put out an awesome album. It was just a great rocker, front to back. Very much enjoyed it. So it was a very good pick.
All right. BB.
Thundermother. Righty. Let me say, bust your balls on the massive wagons, and I bust your balls on the mission. I can't bust your balls anymore because this is the best album you have picked ever.
Nice.
Really?
There it is.
Even
Wow.
Sleep. I played Sleep at least 50 times last week. Don't ask me why.
Really?
I don't know if it's the mellowness to it, the acoustic electric guitar feel, the emotion. I don't know what it is. I wish I can go on Apple Music and actually see how many times I played that song. Because I literally played that song 50 times. And I would play the album, I would get to that song, and I'd rewind and do it again. I rewind and do it again. Rewind and do it again.
Wow.
And I don't know why.
Wow.
And it's like the lightest song in the album, but it grabbed me. So anybody out there, listen to Sleep. I don't care what anybody else says. It's the best song on the album. But then you go, the next song is Driving in Style. And then then like the softness just gets to super heavy and then just punches you right in the face after your nice little emotional song. The raspy vocals are so great. And Steve, you already touched on this, but the production, this is where I kind of started grabbing the production of this album because you can actually hear every single instrument on this song. I'm like, man, I can even the bass is mixed good in this. You can actually hear it. I'm like, man, this is so good. And the solo is that good. That girl playing that guitar is amazing. And another one that I really enjoyed was back in '76. The drums and the crash cymbal in the beginning are so cool. I wish the solo was a little bit longer. But it had like that like Lenny Kravitz '70s feel to me. And once again, that girl's vocals. The way she screams those vocals, and it has such a great 70s groove to it. I absolutely 100% love this album front to back. I can't make fun of the massive wagons and the mission anymore because this just trumps everything.
Well, you could.
I may get a Thundermother tattoo. I like it so much.
I'm sorry to interrupt, BB.
No.
There was a lyric that I wanted to spotlight that I hope is not a portent for the Monsters of Rock cruise from Into the Mud. Party time, sweat and booze, got fucked up on the metal cruise, lost my wallet, what you gonna do? I hope they're not looking into the future of BC's Monsters of Rock situation.
We don't take wallets with us.
Okay. That's good.
No, the wallets
It
go
was
in
the
safe.
pass. It was the passport last.
The wallets and the passports and shit go in the fucking safe we get in the room. It's like, all right, everybody, hand them over.
I'm hoping that's not. I'm just hoping that's not a portent.
That would happen.
Yeah.
It's like the keys in the
I keep
bowl
pretty
at
good,
key
track
party.
of that shit on the cruise. I'll reveal it now. I have a secret pact with Renee just to make sure you're, come back home one way or another. Come back home alive.
Fish shark it.
Alive. We don't want to see BC be fucking chum.
Yeah.
All right. Glad you guys like that, BB. You kind of had me fucking speechless. Holy fuck! I'm like, I honestly, I didn't think that anybody was gonna hate this album. I really didn't, because I know what we all pretty much like, but I just wanted to get a rocker right out of the gate. And we don't do a whole lot of like all female stuff, and it's absolutely not on purpose. You know what I mean? But it's great to spotlight a band like this, and they just happen to be all female and they fucking rock. They just fucking kick ass, and I love that brand of rock and roll, that airborne heavy AC/DC type hard rock. I just absolutely fucking love it. So next we're gonna go to a little. We're gonna do my live album next.
9 days, 47 hours, and 16 minutes.
And if you told me 4 years ago that I would be reviewing this, loving this, I would have said, "Get the fuck out of here." No, because you guys know my initial feelings of Myles Kennedy on vocals. I couldn't do it, and then all of a sudden it clicked. You know what I mean? It clicked when they put out "Living the Dream" album. The other, I mean, there were songs that I liked and stuff like that, but I was only able to take Myles Kennedy's vocals in small doses. But when I dropped in, not actually, I streamed it first, and then I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking awesome. Then I bought the CD, bought the album, and then I've been binging on / featuring Myles Kennedy The Conspirators. I always have to say that because they deserve the recognition. Since then, and they're great for live albums. There's at least 3 live ones that I'm aware of with / in this band. The first one is that one live in Stoke that they did. And actually, Lemmy was still live because I believe Lemmy comes out with them and does Dr. Alibi with them at that show, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. And then they have the one that they do live at the Roxy in Los Angeles, which is freaking fantastic. So it was a coin flip between that one and this one. I'm going to do the Living the Dream Tour album. And the only reason I did this one is because it's all / music. It's no Guns N' Roses at all. On this one.
There's one.
Is there one? There's one, right?
Night Train.
Night Train. There's like one Guns N' Roses song. So I wanted to do more of / songs. So the band for this album is / lead guitar, of course. Myles Kennedy, lead guitar, or lead vocals, and he plays guitar. Todd Dammit Kearns, bass, lead and background vocals. Brent Fitz on drums, background vocals. Frank Sidoris, rhythm guitars and background vocals. And I'm excited for these guys to have a new album coming out. It comes out February 11th. We'll be on the cruise when it comes out, BC. So I'll have something to listen to different on the way home from the cruise. Anyways.
Airdrop it.
I'm gonna say this now. If we get home from the cruise and that album is actually here, I'll probably just fucking drop dead. So I won't even get a chance to drop the fucking needle on because I'll be on the floor. I'm just saying. And we'll see what kind of faith then we can have in the / organization.
Steal it off the porch. Not tell him.
I'll kill you.
I haven't had this in a year.
Have you had
Where the fuck did I'll be yelling at them. It was delivered, sir. We swear to God. But I'll roll back the camera. I say,
check your camera, sir.
I'll get an alert on the cruise. I see you, BB. Put that fucking album down.
Let's knock the telephone pole down the road.
Power out.
Yeah, so this was recorded at the Hammersmith Apollo in London early in 2019. It was released September 19th in 2019. Produced by Jim Parsons. It's 2 hours and 4 minutes long. Fucking 2 minutes and 4 hours of fucking sheer awesomeness. Opens up with Call of the Wild, and it's got a very cool kind of Ice Nine Kills-ish build, a horror movie type build up in the beginning to the opening riff.
Because it's the Halloween. It's one of the things from Halloween. The da.
Oh, it is.
Da da.
Oh, okay.
Da.
Opening riffs. You can hear the crowd into this right off the thing, and the production on this album is excellent too. I think they really captured these guys. And BB mentioned on the last one, you could hear. This is a great live headphones album. You could hear the bass great. You could hear Frank's guitar. You could hear Slash's guitar. You hear the drums perfect. And I like in this album, too, that the guitars are separated in the earphones. And it's just like a really dynamic sounding album from the beginning. And Myles sounds amazing. The band is just a tight, cranky machine. Great, fun start to the show. The solo's not really long, but it still rocks. Amazing, great background vocals from the start. Halo from Apocalyptic Love album, cool descending down at the beginning. This song just fucking rocks. It's the verses are so smooth, and the chorus is rocking. The solo's great. The main riff is just so rock. The killer, absolutely killer. Standing in the Sun. We talked about this song. I did this one for our hard rock playlist when we had Tom Gelati on. The song just heavy, kicks ass, amazing. Song's got groove all day long. The guys really keep the crowd into it. Great vocal part right before the solo. Slash rips out a cool solo on this one. band, I'm going to say this 1,000 times, sounded just an absolute fucking chugging machine underneath. There's a little dual solo between Frank and Slash for the end of the song. Really cool. Ghost starts out, cool drum beat. I think this is a song that the singer from The Cult did with him on his first album. Just really cool. And I like this too because how the guitars are separated, because both guitars are playing something different during the verses of the song. Chorus is great. And you know what? I will take this band over fucking Guns N' Roses these days any fucking day of the week. And next song, Back to Cali. You know, I don't care for this song. I don't know. People really like it. The crowd goes nuts when they play it. I think people just like saying Cali. I don't know. I think so. It's good. The bass is really up front on this one. It does have a California kind of feel to it, if there is such a thing. It has a vibe, but I'm not a huge fan of the song. My Antidote, Back to the Living in a Dream album. Cool, scratchy guitars. At the beginning, you have some Myles Kennedy and some Todd Dammit Kearns, like vocal moaning picking up. Then it kicks up. The pre-chorus is amazing, fantastic. There's a cool up and down for this song. The verses are kind of like straight across, and then the chorus just fucking kicks in. Love it. The solo tears it up in this one. This is what I want to see. There's a tempo change halfway through. Great background vocals on this one. Serve You Right, one of my favorite Slash songs. Cool funky guitar in this song. Slash just friggin' kills it on this one. Some more cowbell here for BB. This is one of my, if not my, probably in my top 3 songs for Slash's and the guys. The song is just so fucking smooth. Killer chorus, awesome, really cool wah pedal song. The band is just fucking smoking underneath the soloing. Soloing at the end of the song is great. And in this one, they stretch out a little bit, and I love when the bands do that. I fucking absolutely love it. They bring it down for a little bit for like not a ballad, but a mid-tempo song. Boulevard of Broken Hearts is very cool. Killer vocals on it. Shadow Life, this is another one I'm kind of okay on. It gets into a good rocker. Kind of fakes you out in the beginning. And I do, every time I hear this song, you know, and I talk about, I forget how much I like it after the first part of the song. It picks up after the solo. It's really good. We're All Gonna Die. Cool time for little Todd Dammit Kearns vocals here. And it's funny because Myles gives Todd a nice, calls him a beautiful soul, and then Todd says, well, he's a fucking asshole. Just busted his balls. But cool. This is Iggy Pop sang this song on the first Slash solo album. Very cool. Slash rips it up. And then they do Dr. Alibi. This is the song that, of course, Lemmy did on the first solo album. Todd just kills it. Great tribute to Lemmy. The song fucking rocks. Scorching solo, pure rocker. Cool kick down after the solo, and then it goes right back into the verse. Lost Inside the Girl brings it down a couple more notches. The ballady type song, it's good. A little slower pace to it. Gives you a little breathing room in the album. I think it gives you, like Dylan will say, a good palate cleanser there. Some real cool guitar harmonies between the verses and stuff. The solo is very melodic. Good change of pace. It's placed perfectly in the set. I think it gives you just a little. Okay, we're gonna take it easy now, because the next song, Wicked Stone, this song just tears it the fuck up. Song is heavy as fuck, kicks major ass. It's got like a dirty riff to the beginning. Band is firing on all cylinders. That you could tell that they're nice and refreshed after the last song. The first solo is really short. Then Todd and Myles have a cool vocal back and forth, and then. And in my opinion, this is one of the best parts of the show, where Slash just tears it up for a good fucking 6 minutes here. Guitar heaven. Myles comes out and plays rhythm guitar on this one. The band underneath absolutely kills it. One of the highlights of the show for me. Todd does listen to this song. Todd does some fucking amazing like bass walks through this song. Just friggin' fantastic. Then it goes into Mind Your Manners, another balls out rocker, fast paced one. Awesome vocals, big chorus. Todd sings most of the song with Myles, so it's got that extra like chunkiness to the verses. One of the best choruses in the catalog, absolutely fantastic. Driving Rain, top 3 Slash song for me. These guys are just on a roll here, just rocker after rocker after rocker. Talk about amazing Slash riff. It's like a modern day Mr. Brownstone riff on this song is probably the best way I can describe this one. It's got hooks galore, great vocals, very, very singable chorus. It's been so long. Fucking just fantastic. And this is a song that, like a modern day song that I can't separate the video from the song. The one with the puppets driving the radio control car and shit, and it goes off the cliff at the end and fucking blows up. Fucking awesome. Next song, By the Sword, little plinky bass start. Then it goes into the verses. This song doesn't do it for me a whole lot. This may be like a piss song for me. More or less a skipper. Kind of kicks down for a bluesy solo. This one, it's good, but this song doesn't blow me away. I never really cared for this one. Then here we go. We got BB's Guns N' Roses song, Night Train. They picked a fucking fantastic song for this. Nothing new. Nothing groundbreaking here, just a great version of a Guns N' Roses song. Soloing is good on that one. Starlight, mellow start, heartfelt vocals from Myles. Another kind of a palate cleanser, kind of just gives you a little more breathing room in the album as well. You're a Lie, good deep track from Apocalyptic Love. Really ramps up for the chorus. Great back row vocals, melodic solo. World on Fire. This is got some cowbell, more cowbell for BB. Great fast rocking vocal cadence from Myles. This song is they put this in the spot where they would do in the last tours they've done Rocket Queen, where Slash really stretches the song out. It's like 11 minutes or something like that. It kicks down at about the 2:20 mark, and Slash does kind of a sort of clean Angus Young type mid-tempo soloing in there, but you can feel the build in this part of the song, the bass in the background, and it just kind of ramps up and ramps up and ramps up. And Myles does like a call and response with the crowd there. He lets the crowd know that they're recording. After that, he gives a friggin' shout out to Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons, who open up the show. Then he intros the band, and then Slash just fucking tears it up. After about, actually this song's even longer. Actually, after about 14 and a half minutes, they kick back and Slash fucking just rocks and kicks ass for the rest of the song. Avalon, good short song. I believe this is the end of the set proper, and then they come back out. They do Anastasia, which this is my favorite Slash song. This song, and I've said it before, I think I would just run out into traffic and get hit by a car if they didn't play the song on the fucking show. Fucking fantastic. And I think most of the crowd would be heartbroken. I think this is one of the most well-known Slash and Myles Kennedy The Conspirators songs that people know. It's got a clean guitar at the beginning. Patton and Slash build up to, very harmonic, then bam into the like one of the dirtiest fucking Slash riffs in the catalog. Awesome singable chorus, amazing solo, plenty of chugging bass and the ride cymbal for BC in this one. At 4 o'clock it goes low into an amazing Slash building solo. Myles comes out once again with the guitar to play along with Frank, and Slash has some low key soloing, and then it just builds and builds. One of those solos where Slash just when he gets that guitar up on his thigh and just starts going, it's fucking on. Tears it up right there. Band underneath, goddamn, and the pace just picks up and builds. Slash just wipes the fucking room with the crowd on this fucking song. Then back to the dirty riff to play out the song. Amazing, amazing fucking show. What do you think, BC?
I was like you at first with Myles Kennedy. I could take him, but after so long, But after, when did we go see him live? What year was that?
On this tour.
Was it
2019. 2019 we saw him.
We went Port Charles, New York or something. We went and they were phenomenal. I mean, since then...
Port Chester.
Port
Charles, that's General Hospital.
I always get my soap operas mixed up.
I always have to think about that too. I can never think of the name of it. Port Chester.
Port Chester. Total kick-ass show, total kick-ass venue it was at. And since then, I mean, I accepted Myles Kennedy a lot more. This is really done good production-wise. I mean, I'm a stickler when it comes to live albums. I don't want the fake shit put in there. There's none of that on this album. What can you say about the band? The band is phenomenal. The songs, the grooves, the solos. You got Slash in the band. How can you go wrong? And the rest of the band's just phenomenal, if you ask me. I like Back from Cali.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
I
did not like it when it came out. I was like, I could do without that. But after we saw him live,
Sometimes that happens. And seeing it live makes it click for you. I was like,
yeah.
It's good, but I just...
Since I heard it,
I'm like,
done live,
if they didn't play it, I'd be like, all right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I like that. I mean, another one, Ghost. I like when Todd sings. I mean, he's got a good voice. He's got a good voice, so We're All Gonna Die. I love that. Wicked Stone, like you said, that's a jammer. And you got to throw at least one Night Train. I love Night Train from Guns N' Roses. You're a Lie is another standout to me. Anastasia. How can you go around that song? That's just phenomenal. There's nothing bad about this album. Even it's 2 hours and so, but you just have it play and very enjoyable.
If it's on, it's on, right?
It's on. It's on. It's on.
What do you got, BB?
I don't know. I couldn't get into this. I don't know why. I have a lot of rehab.
It's too long for BB.
But I didn't get into it till like Wicked Stone. Like Wicked Stone, it seems like that's when it got a little heavier, and it kind of started grabbing my ear. Because that was like a heavy start. The solos in there, and then Mind Your Manners. I think that's a great 1-2 punch. It's another like cool guitar drum start. Has a great groove that has this heavy bluesy solo to it. But I don't know what it is. Like You're a Lie, another one, and that's deep in the album too. 19. Like I don't know what it is. Like track at 11 and 10 and 11 with Todd Kerr singing, I thought were really, really good. You're All Gonna Die and Dr. Alibi. I thought they did a great job. It just, I don't know what it is. I don't know.
BB, you're fired.
I don't know what it was. The first half started, they all kind of started sounding the same. But maybe I have to see him live to understand the love that you guys have for him, because it just, I don't know.
Yeah, I could take Myles Kennedy in small bits.
Oh, see,
but after seeing him
but
live,
he's a big Alter Bridge guy, though.
Yeah, Alter Bridge. So I think Alter Bridge blows this live album out of the water.
Settle down.
But, I don't know. I don't know what it was.
Straight Jacket.
And then I just couldn't. I don't know. I just couldn't get there.
All right. Okay.
I couldn't get there like Thundermother.
Thundermother ruined him.
It did. It blew my load right out of the gate. It's all over. I needed to smoke and a pancake.
He needed to smoke a pancake. What do you got, Dylan?
So this is a long album, for sure. It is very, very long. The cool thing I like about it, though, is that he doesn't have to rely on Guns N' Roses songs or Velvet Revolver songs. He could just play songs from his own catalog. He has one Guns N' Roses song, and it's a fantastic Guns N' Roses song. I think it's actually his favorite Guns N' Roses song. He said that he like whenever they would play Night Train in the set for Guns N' Roses, that's when he would get the most amped up. I remember reading that in his autobiography. I think this is a really cool sampler platter for if you just know Slash from Guns N' Roses, and somebody goes, "Oh, I really like that guitar player. Does he have any stuff other than Guns N' Roses?" You can give them this live album. I think that this has a lot of the things in live albums that I really appreciate. Everybody's mentioned it so far, but Wicked Stone, that is how you do like a solo. You do a band jam. You just extend it out. I was riveted. Even audio, I was just like, yes. I was getting pumped up as it was going. It's such a fun time. And We're All Gonna Die in Dr. Alibi. That's how you give your singer a rest. And like it doesn't even feel like it's giving the singer a rest so much as giving like paying reverence to the other members of the band. It doesn't feel like it's like, oh, this is for Myles to go get some vocal rest. This is like, we're going to showcase how awesome the rest of the band is. And it just feels like, this feels like a band.
And he doesn't get a rest because he comes out and plays guitar.
Yeah, exactly. But vocal rest, I mean.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like a band. Even though, like, it's always credited as Slash featuring Myles Kennedy and the Conspirators. These guys feel like
they're the band.
They are completely together, working with each other. They love playing with each other. It's just really a fantastic set. I think it's a great set. It's long, but I think the song choice is really well done as well. Because, I mean, I love Dr. Alibi. That was my favorite track on Slash's first solo album. Mm-hmm. Great song by Lemmy. And Todd blows it out of the water singing it. I remember the version from the Made on Stoke live album, and I was blown away then, too. But he's still just so good. He has so much energy and stuff. And I mean, Your Lie is a classic. Anastasia's a great closer. You know, I love Standing in the Sun. I love the end where they're doing the, like I said when we talked about that song a couple episodes back, when they're doing the dual guitar, and just a lot of great song choices. And you don't get bored. So great job.
Why waste your time with Guns N' Roses and you got this?
Yeah, exactly. I would.
Right.
I'm in
Other than
agreement.
the money, I guess.
And the one thing I really liked, and I thought about it when we were seeing them, there's no guitar solo, there's no drum solo. It's just you just get the rock. You just, you know what I mean? It's and I understand sometimes the need for a drum solo, especially in a band like Kiss. Gene and Paul, they need a fucking break. Give Eric a solo, whatever. I mean, but I don't believe there's no need to put a fucking drum solo on a fucking album. If you have a DVD of it, you want to leave it on there, that's fine. But you don't get that with this. You don't get the. But if you go see Guns N' Roses, Slash plays like a solo like fucking like 6 times during the show. Because Axl, I guess he goes off in his little booth on the side, right, BB?
And Axl just shreds for an extra amount of time, and Axl comes back out of this tent and sings the rest of the song, starts the next one, solo in the tent. It's so weird. Like,
and you don't get that. Because, I mean, I haven't seen Guns N' Roses
I'm just not a fan
in this last tour, but it does. They don't seem like a band,
right?
Like a band. It's Slash,
a million
Duff,
guys on stage,
Axl, and then everyone else.
They're their own things.
But like in this, the with you know, Myles and the Conspirators, they're a fucking band.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy to hear, because like the last couple albums, it was Slash did all the guitars, and it was Todd and Brent doing the like Slash would do the lead and all the rhythm and stuff. But now this album, it's Frank is recording with them too. So recorded with them. The album's finished. So now it's this is the first whole band album coming out with these guys this year. So Slash 4 is the first band, because Frank was always just the touring guy. He never recorded with them, but he's on this record. And if you listen to the songs that are released so far, I think there's at least 2, or there might be 3 released already. You can hear that in those recordings.
One just came out as well.
So I think that's the third one. I think it's the third one. So, and I didn't even listen to it yet. I didn't even get a chance to listen to it. I think I'm gonna wait and just listen to the whole album through. And I only heard the one song one time, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wait till the album comes out to listen to everything.
That was good. That was a good song.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah. So, and but I wanted to just, next time that I hear any Slash stuff, new stuff, I want to hear, like, sit down, do the whole fucking album. So hopefully on the flight from Miami to Washington, I think, or wherever, I'll be able to
9-hour
listen to
bus
it then.
trip too.
So, no, we're not doing that. Oh, that's a whole other story.
Oh, okay.
So, all right. So there's Thundermother, Heatwave, and Slash featuring Myles Kennedy and the Conspirators, Living the Dream Tour album. So before we get going, we're going to take a little break here. We're going to do our gem song. So I'm going to do a gem song. This was one of BC's, I think it was one of his birthday albums, I think, last year, maybe. Song from there, from the band and self-titled album Saints and Sinners from 1992. We're going to do a little Wheels of Fire for the gem song.
Catch me if you can. I'm all fired up and I'm ready to roll.
All right, hidden gem time, and Dylan will go first on this one here. What do you got?
My hidden gem is, you know how I love looking into tribute albums and seeing what kind of covers come up. I found this tribute album that was recently released that is called Dominance and Submission, a tribute to Blue Oyster Cult. A bunch of different bands that I've not heard of do a couple of really cool songs. Transmaniacon MC is one of the songs. Godzilla, of course. Cities on Flame with Rock and Roll. They do Tattoo Vampire Dad. Veteran of the Psychic Wars. Dumfrier the Reaper, of course. So some really cool songs and some cool versions of them. Yeah, I really thought it was a cool tribute album to Blue Oyster Cult, a band that we're slowly getting into on the podcast.
I saw that, but I didn't get it. I have it on my phone, but I didn't get a chance to listen to it yet. So Dave Brasky will be liking that one. What do you got, BB?
I'm gonna grab one of the Frontiers bands that it seems like aren't not getting enough love. These guys released an album last year, but they released an EP this year, and it's all live from some of the songs that they released off their album last year. The band is called Sinner's Blood. The album is called Inside the Mirror. Live at the Orange Studio. It's an EP. They do 6 songs. They just do them live. No production, no overdubs, no 1, 2, 3 takes. From start to finish, they do this live album. Really, really good stuff. Melodic, hard rock, great vocals. Check it out. Inside the Mirror, live at the Orange Studio.
And I'll go next. I had heard this album before. It's one of my top 5 bands, but this is kind of an album that got lost in the shuffle for me, and I had probably back in the day listened to it maybe 2 or 3 times and kind of forgot about it, but it was reissued on vinyl last month. Came up, there's like 500 copies at like midnight. I think I texted BC, hey, yep, get this. Night Ranger 7 came out in 1992. It came out, and it was the album that they came back with after they did Feeding Off the Mojo with Gary Moon and Brad Gillis as a 3-piece. Jack Blades came back, and Jeff Watson came back. Kelly Keegy came back. Or no, Kelly wasn't. It was Kelly, Keith Moon, and Brad Gillis on Feeding Off the Mojo. So you had Jeff Watson come back. I think even Alan Fitzgerald came back, I think, for this album too. They came back, the full lineup came back for this and for Neverland. I'll tell you what, I totally forgot how good this album was. I hadn't listened to it in forever. Probably since 1993, I probably hadn't listened to it. Great album, Sign of the Times, Jane, Panic in Jane, Don't Ask Me Why, Soul Survivor, When I Call You, Revelation. Just some really, it's like a little more than 45 minutes. It's a short album, very good. So check it out. Night Ranger 7 came out in 1992. What do you got, BC?
I'm going back to 2014. I might have talked about this many times before, but I actually watched the video version of it. It's a double album from Lil and X. All acoustic, so I know Steve ain't down with it.
I'm out.
One Night in the Temple. I mean, this came out 8 years ago, but I think it's such a great lineup with the band, which has gone through multiple lineups since Schizophrenia. But this vocalist is Brian Jones. He brings a whole new level and to all the classic Lil and X tunes and all this. And they even have some Johnny Vines come up with them, which is their vocalist before they even got signed. Like I said, 20 songs, pretty much spanning the career. It's produced by Steve Blaze, which I just think Steve Blaze is so underrated as a guitar player. Then he does keyboards and now producing albums and shit. It was done like in a little room, maybe the size of your downstairs. There's only 30 people there, 40 people.
Kind of like a radio station type show or something like that.
Very small, very intimate feel. And if you ever heard of Lil and X and like any of their songs, watch the video. It gives a whole new. You can listen to it, it's one thing, but when you see it, it gives it more depth.
I'll take BB's word for it. But good news though, they will be on the Monsters of Rock cruise. So they only played the pre-party last Monsters of Rock cruise. They weren't actually on the ship, so we didn't get to possibly meet Steve Blaze or anything like that. So we only saw them, and I thought they were good on the pre-party.
I think that was still Brian. I know who's sitting with them now.
Well, they had a new picture of them on Facebook today. Yeah. Someone posted it. Didn't look like the same dude.
It's another guy now.
It looked like some dude with a beard.
Yeah, it's an older guy.
Maybe
he sounds good.
So I haven't heard anything.
It's a new guy.
Maybe I said maybe he grew a beard.
No, it's
Corona. No, I look like a different guy.
They just got him since the pandemic.
I had to trim my Corona beard.
I saw that you still look like Gary Holt.
Yeah.
handsome bearded young man. All right, so there's our hidden gems. I have Night Ranger 7 from 1998 that came out actually. Now that I look at it, not 1992. Sorry about that. One Night in the Temple, Lily Nax for BC Acoustic, and Sinner's Blood Inside the Mirror recorded at the Orange Studio for BB, and Dominance and Submission, a tribute album to Blue Oyster Cult for Dylan. So there's our gems. Check them out, and I hope you guys enjoyed Wheels of Fire by Saints and Sinners. And that's another one of what I'm listening to, because I checked that. I was just going through today, BC, that came up. I'm like, I really like that album, so I gave it another shot. The title, I really liked it. Great melodic hard rock band, one and done, just straightforward melodic hard rock.
Wrong timing.
Bad timing for those guys, but it's a really good album. And like I said, when we did that episode, I don't know how I missed those guys, but a very good album. So back to the birthday album. So the first two we did Thundermother, Heat Wave, and Slash featuring Myles Kennedy and the Conspirators, Living the Dream Tour for my live album. So back to studio albums. And BC, I'm going to ask you a question. Now, when I ask you who your favorite supermodel is, who are you going to say? Who's your favorite supermodel, BC?
Bruce Dickinson is what he wants you to say.
I'm sorry. I'm trying
Thank you, Dylan.
I'm trying to think of a supermodel.
He totally fucking blew it.
And Dylan wasn't even there.
He wasn't.
I know, totally fucking blew it. Oh.
Okay.
I've drank less than all of you guys. So
I know.
it's okay.
That's been
a long day.
That's been
you want to take another take two.
That's been a huge punchline for us over the years.
No, was it last week you said about actresses and shit? One at a time.
Oh, it was your fabulous,
so you said
Fabulous Five or whatever.
Yeah, you're like, wow, I'm a supermodel. I'm like, supermodel. I really don't know any supermodels. No. Okay, I'm sorry.
All right. The moment has passed.
The moment's passed. Not the same.
Fucked it up for everybody. Everybody go home. Good night.
I know where you're. I was waiting for him to say it.
I should have asked. BB, who's your favorite supermodel?
Heather who?
Bruce Dickinson.
Yes. All right. So speaking of Bruce Dickinson, thanks for bringing him up.
She said, Bruce Dickinson.
Yeah. Well, thanks for bringing him up. Now that he's brought up in the conversation, the next album I picked was Bruce Dickinson's "Accident of Birth." Came out May 12th, 1997. Made 53 minutes and 38 seconds. Produced by Roy Z. Guys in the band at the time: Bruce Dickinson on vocals, the awesomely amazing fucking Adrian Smith on guitars, Roy Z on guitars, mellotron, and piano, Eddie Casillas on bass, and Dave Ingram on drums. And this was the album that when I heard this was coming out, I was like, yes. And I gotta tell you, I instantly thought, when I saw that Adrian Smith was doing one of Bruce's solos with him, my next instant thought was, they're gonna be back in Maiden. This was 1997. So it was like 3 years before they both got back. This came out during the Blaze Bayley era of the Iron Maiden zone, if you will. But I was excited. Do you remember any build up for this album, BC? Back in the day, I remember hearing about it or reading about it online or in one of the magazines that were still out.
I always loved this solo stuff. So as soon as you heard Bruce Dickinson, you stopped, you looked into it. Yeah, there was a lot of hype.
And when we get to the end, I'll tell you whether it let me down or not. But I think you could probably tell that it's probably not good. So, cool album cover for this one too, done by Derek Riggs, famous Iron Maiden album cover artist, and it's the like the hand puppet with the evil gesture. Very cool, very maideny type feel to it. I think it was very cool. Definitely way better than Dance to Death album cover, by the way. But I was really super looking forward to this album, And when it came out, I was boom, I was right there, picked it up like within days when it came out. And I think I got this at the listening booth when it was still an actual thing. Maybe Gallery Sound, one of the two. Starts out with Freak. Starts out with the crisp chords and right kick into a rocking start with an aggressive riff for the first verse. And I was so glad to hear Bruce on like a rocking album. Like some of his solo stuff, I mean, good stuff. Like Tattooed Millionaire, I was like, it was okay. Skunkworks was cool, but it was different. It was like a more darker, deeper type thing. Balls to Picasso was cool. There was some stuff on there, but like more, I don't know, more hard rock, more with a popish tinge to it. But, just when you get into this, the start one, Bruce is like rock on a rocking song again. Crisp guitars, the bass and the drums are really driving along. Like a grinding slowdown for the solo, just like a heavy part of the song. There's a really cool... this is a song I think that the whole album that you must listen to with your headphones on, because there's a lot of cool headphones back and forth with a solo swirling around your head. Muffled spoken word right before it goes back to the main riff and chorus, like very heavy start to the album. Tolik 7 Arrival, very short interlude, kind of weird. Maybe a throwback to Skunkworks, maybe. But then it leads to Star Children, so it kind of gives you that little space interlude kind of thing. I don't know. It's kind of a waste, but it's kind of a waste, but it's kind of a cool intro to Star Children, which is the next song. Right into the heavy riff, grinding, great grinding for the verses. There's a lot of grindage on this album, BC. I love the heaviness of this album so far. The chorus is fantastic. We are Star Children, fucking fantastic. These first two songs, what I was absolutely hoping for from Bruce. Heavy as fuck grindage leading up to the solo. Solo is doubled. It's got some weird effects on it. Totally fits the song. Right back to the chorus. I love the 100 million souls sucked out in one breath. Like, very cool lyrics. Great song. Taking the Queen, acoustic start with a little soft Bruce vocals on there. A good little breath in after the first two songs. But I like this one. And I don't... I'm not a Zeppelin guy, but this song is very Zeppelin-like for the acoustic parts in this song. I get a Zeppelin feel for it. Kicks up with some electric guitars, double vocals for the chorus. Then it goes back to the acoustic. Very one of BB's roller coaster songs. Excellent melodic solos from Adrian and Roy back and forth with some quick shredding at the end of it. Back to Bruce's high vocals. The vocals for the ending parts of the song are just like, the only way I can really describe them are fucking dramatic. I could picture Bruce like, whoa, with his hand out in front of him, fucking singing this shit. Ends with a piano piece that like fades out to the next song. Really good. Dark Side of Aquarius up next. I like the build in this one. Some grinding guitars, drums and bass kick in. And this one has some urgent riffing to it that I think is very cool. There's some cool drumming with some cool crash and some cool ride cymbal work for this one. I like when he gets into the Wheel of Dharma place. Two kick-ass solos from Roy and Adrian. Just fucking absolutely tear it up. These guys, I think, are a fantastic guitar duo on this album. Then they come back down for another soft part. And then you get the grinding, the da-da-da, da-da-da, gotta move, gotta move. And then there's a cool, very Maiden-like guitar harmony at the end of that one. And then you get the whoa, whoa, whoa. Fucking just, I mean, I'm hooked now. 5 songs in. I say pretty much 4 because Tolik 7 Arrival is not really a song. But like 4 songs in, you're friggin' kicking ass. Road to Hell, great fast rocker, written with Adrian Smith. Great pace of the song, grinding for the verses. Chorus is great. Some really cool guitar effects going into the second verse. And this album has got ride cymbal galore for BC on this one. This was something that I immediately picked up on this album. The chorus is very smooth on this one. And then you have a stop-start like drum machine gun part with some lead work going into the ripping solos. And just a fun rocker song. Man of Sorrows, time for a little mellow tune here, BB. Brings it down for BB. BB's rocking out too much. He needs a little fucking break. Very atmospheric, this song. Very heartfelt, and once again, I'll say the word dramatic vocals from Bruce Dickinson. There's some really nice orchestration in the background, and leading up to the solo, the orchestration is very cool. Good song. For this type of song, it's a good song. Bruce really sells this one vocally, I think. And it's not a song that I would normally like. There's a couple songs in the Maiden stuff that came out the last couple albums that kind of remind me of this song. Then you get Accident of Birth, the title track, dun 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 dun. Very intense grinding with the "Welcome out to the dark side." Bruce's vocals are just this is what I come to Bruce Dickinson for. Just some great pace to it. Song's awesome. I thought, "Welcome home," fucking fantastic. The drums are great. Lots of dual harmonic guitar parts. Lay down and die like all the others. Fucking just, oh my god. Solo begins with like a dual harmonic part, then you get some grindage in the tempo for the first solo. Then I love it ramps up. The pace just fucking picks up for the second part of the solo here. Definitely it's probably my favorite part of this whole album, just that ramp up for the solo when it really just fucking gets cooking. Great song, and like more melodic guitar dual stuff at the end there, great. And then it goes right into the drum intro for the Magician. Cool pace song that just grooves along. I love the chorus. Cool wah pedal shit going on there. Shreds for the first solo. The second one is just as kick-ass. And I've known Adrian Smith's guitar work from day one, from Killer's album up to Seventh Son. But I want to know. It's tough because Roy Z just kicks ass and is the same type of guitar player as Adrian. I would like to know who plays what on this album. I can't. It's tough for me to differentiate that because I'm not used to what Roy Z actually plays. Because actually, when he plays in Halford, there's like there's another guitar player there, so I'm not sure what he plays unless you watch this stuff live, which I have, but I haven't in a long time. But the Magician just fantastic. Some whoa-hos in there, BB, at the end. Then our song for our buddy Girth about his old apartment. Welcome to the Pit. This one's got a different guitar sound for the album. It's got more of a fuzz sound. The guitars are crisp, but you get a little more than that. Different feel on this one. It gives a totally different feel for it. This song feels like it wasn't recorded along with the other ones. Yeah. It's a good song, but it doesn't seem like it fits on the album sonically with the rest of the stuff. There's some cool grinding and pinch harmonics and parts as well, the solo. It's just a different feel. I do like it, but it does feel like it was not recorded in these sessions. It feels like it was kind of just stuck in there. Omega, acoustic start, very reflective lyrics and vocals. Mid-tempo song, some amazing Bruce. This is one of the Bruce's, maybe his best vocal performance on the whole album, I think, on this song here. Some really great bluesy guitar licks between the verses. It does get somewhat heavy during the chorus. Great mix of heavy and melodic. A lot of some fantastic melodic soloing from both Adrian and Roy. But I do like that you can tell that there is a separation of the guitar players on this whole album. And I like that. But I'm just not sure who is playing what. And this is a song, I was like, wow, like I hadn't heard this song in a long time. Because I usually just kind of pick off The Magician and, Accident of Birth and Freak and that shit usually for playlists. But this is one that I don't know how I missed that this song was... It's fantastic. There's some grinding stop and start, getting back into the vocals, dual harmonic guitars there. Just a fantastic song that I totally forgot about how fucking awesome it was. Arc of Space, there's some like flamingo type guitar playing at the start. Nice and clean, heartfelt vocals. Nice acoustic song with some violins in the background. But for a slow song, and you know how sometimes I hate when bands end an album with a slow song, this is how you do it. This is a perfect ending for this album. And it's called Arc of Space, and I think it really captures the arc of the album. It kind of ends out like, whew, man, that was fucking awesome. So I'm interested to hear what you guys had to think. Dylan.
So what I think I like most about this album is that you get to see little bits and pieces of what Adrian and Bruce would bring to Maiden when they come back. It's not It doesn't sound really Maiden-ish. It's a lot heavier, of course. But there are, like you said, with I think it was Man of Sorrows. You could hear some of the later Maiden albums in that song. Like, I was very much thinking this could be on Book of Souls, like, in an instant. I really, really liked this album. It's very cool to hear a heavier side of Bruce to go into, like, a darker metal instead of the Maiden metal. He works great for both kinds. He does a really good job with both. He has that theatricality that could branch the two gaps of that. I really enjoyed Dark Side of Aquarius. I thought that was a really cool song. And Road to Hell has always been one that, from this album, that I always go to for sure. And I agree with you. I think that Arc of Space is one of those slower endings of the song. It's reflective, because you know me, I like either a bombastic song to end it or a reflective one, and this one is definitely a reflective, and it does it in a good way. It kind of makes you think about the journey you've went on, the heaviness that you've endured throughout this album, and, you know, just kind of ending on a nice note. So this was a good pick, a very good pick. And Bruce's catalog is something the Maiden fans should check out if they haven't already. So, yeah, I liked it.
BB?
Yeah, I absolutely love this album. This is a great pick. This is my favorite Bruce solo album, easily, because it has a sprinkle, like you guys said. There's sprinkles of here and there of Maiden-ish songs, and that's only because Adrian's playing. When you hear that tone of his guitar, your ears perk out, and you're like, ooh, that's your Maiden tone you're looking for. But a lot of these songs are so much heavier. Like, I don't want to say like grungy-ish, but there is like some meat to this heaviness to these songs. Like Freak. Like, when you put that song, like, you're like, holy shit, this is fucking Bruce Dickinson. Like, the music to this song is amazingly mixed with his vocals. I think this is the best song to open an album with, for Bruce's solo. This album this song just screams heaviness. His vocals are spot on, amazing. There's some cool, almost like stop and go, like pre-chorus parts that Adrian does, but it's just a really, really great heavy song with Bruce's vocals in it, which it just blows me away. Star Child, another great song. There's like a gritty distortion, like guitar start, which is really, really cool. And once again, more heavy guitar sounds that you're really not used to hearing Bruce's vocals with. And the abrupt ending on Star Child is just so cool. I love how it just boom ends. And Steve, I'm glad you said welcome to the pit, because I had to write that down and give Gert a little hello out there, because you went to our buddy Gert's house. He lived in his parents' basement, and he always had the heat like on like 100, and he's like 300 pounds, and he has lizards in his house. I remember the one day I walked in the pit, I said, this smells like Gert sweat, heat, and iguana shit. I said, by the end of tonight we'll have some stale Coors Light on the floor. It'll be like a great smorgasbord of some great stench. But I forgot welcome to the pit when I heard that. I'm like, oh, fucking Gert. But yeah, like I said, this is my favorite Bruce Dickinson solo album. So easily a very good pick in my book, sir.
I think I was trying to kind of break it down what I thought of this album. It's like you said, it does have some elements of Maiden, but it's more aggressive.
Yeah,
than
I
Maiden.
love the heaviness.
You know what I mean? Like there's Maiden heavy stuff, but this is aggressive.
There's like a little grungy
stuff.
There's like even like one of the later songs, like almost like industrial, like a Tool sound to it too.
It's very similar in like vibe, going from like one kind of metal to another, of like Rob Halford and Judas Priest going to Rob Halford and Fight, like in terms of that transition.
Right.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, cool. What do you got, BC?
Again, just like everybody else tonight, I mean, this is what I want to hear Bruce do. I mean, he had 3 albums before this. Good albums, but just we're lacking that little oomph. And when you put this album on, this is where you hear it. Freak. I'm like, oh, thank God. This is the build up was worth the wait. I would delete track 2.
Yeah, that's, I don't know.
And I would delete probably Ghost of Cain. I would make this 11-song album, but whatever. Star Child, Road to Hell. Accident Birth is just off the scales, if you ask me. I mean, you got Bruce and Adrian Smith. How can you go wrong? Roy Z coming in. I don't know, his playing and writing with them has made it that much better. But right out of the gate with Freak, rocking. I like that little grinded part before the solo, and a tad bit of spoken word in there, and then the solo's off the scale. The build up into for Accident Birth, the build up into the cranking riff, the drums, the solo with the heavy riff in the background. The Magician, I love the drums on that, the riff. And to me, Bruce sounds great on this whole album. Another ripping solo. Like I said, not sure who's doing what. I mean, I wish you broke it down.
Yeah, I mean, they both kick ass, but I would like to know who plays what.
The solo on the whole is off the scales, if you ask me. This is, to me, this is the foundation for the next two albums, in my book.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is where the direction they go.
Yeah.
And I think Roy Z helped them with that.
Yeah, Chemical Wedding and Tyranny of Souls.
Tyranny of Souls, but this is where it all finally came together in Bruce solo land.
There we go.
Yeah. Bruce Dickinson.
Bruce Dickinson. Best supermodel we talked about tonight. All right, so down to the last album, and I kind of wanted to do like a modern album. I wanted to do like a new one from the 90s, one from the late 90s and early 2000s, and then I wanted to do an older album because I actually had this album picked out, and I had another album picked out from the same year. And then I listened to the album, and I'm like, no, there's way too much slow shit on here. I'll reserve that album for maybe something different. But so I went with, in this, I was a semi-newly high school graduate when this came out. It came out on November 4th, 1986. It's Yngwie J. Malmsteen, Trilogy. Produced by Yngwie J. Malmsteen, like they say on the Stars thing. Derek St. Hubbins from Spinal Tap said, so you don't get him confused with all the other Yngwie Malmsteens out there. You got to put that J in the fucking middle there. Came out on Polydor Records, and it's 40 minutes and 58 seconds. And I actually got to see Yngwie for this tour. It was very cool. I got to see him. He opened up for Triumph on the Sport of Kings tour, which was great because I like this and Odyssey that came after with Joel and Turner singing. That's my sweet spot for Yngwie. Even Fire and Ice after that was pretty good, but it started to go a little where I don't want it to be like right now. I remember when this came out, I think they tried to go, I don't know if you guys remember the video for You Don't Remember, I'll Never Forget, has the cars and stuff, and I don't know if they tried to go for a White Snake, Here We Go Again type vibe. Oh, no, I can't say that because that didn't come out till fucking 87. So, but maybe Coverdale copied off of fucking Yngwie for this video.
Trendsetters.
Because they had, he was at the Ferrari there, he had like the fucking Magnum PI car and shit. But I remember because I had Rising Force and Marching Out before this. Marching Out, absolutely fantastic album too. Rising Force is good, little more instrumentally, but then you got a little more song oriented when you got to Marching Out. But then I think I hit well for me the sweet spot with Trilogy. You don't remember? I'll never forget. It's got the very Final Countdown, triumphant fucking keyboard kind of thing in the beginning there, which is, it is what it is. I can kind of live without that part. But then you get to the trugging guitar. Mark Bowles sings on this one. The vocals are great. Really high vocals, hokey chorus in there, good head bobbers. Slows down for the pre-chorus, is really good. The screaming in the keyboard part going into the melodic solo is really cool. Kicks up for the patented Yngwie shredding solo, but it's tasteful ripping and shredding at this point at the same time. It's like you're not into the crazy shit that you're into these days. I mean, even for 86, it was like crazy shredding, but it's on the it's toned down compared to what the fuck you're gonna get later on. And then it goes back for the soft version of the chorus and kicks back up with some great lead licks as the chorus plays out. Liar, cool, intense start to the song, straight up rocker, great grindage. The verses and some really cool lead fills between the verses. And actually, between the lines and the verses, atmospheric keyboards. The drums are awesome on this one. Really cool double bass thumping, melodic guitar for the chorus. And I like some of the production stuff on this one. It's got some cool double lead guitar build up to the solo. The playing is awesome on here, and you got a little keyboard solo in this song after the guitar solo that is really kick ass. Great song. This is one of my favorite songs in the album. Queen in Love. Fantastic. This is probably my favorite song on the album. Great start groove, some grindage there. Great accented with the keyboards are in there. They're not overused. They're not like totally up your ass on this one. The chorus is really melodic. The verses are slow, then starts to build towards the chorus. Melodic guitar, like for the main solo, just killer. I wish he would have more solos like these. Just tasteful. Serve the song and get out. Tempo change for the solo is fantastic. Kind of ramps up during it. Crying, first instrument on the song, really cool. I like the acoustic guitar. It feels like he's like pulling them strings. Feels like he's really just like not strumming them strings, but like literally like pulling them away from the guitar. That I think has a really cool
plucking them
sound to it. Yeah, but I mean, it really feels like he's like just really heavy fucking stretching them. Yeah,
Plucking
like
them
very kind of a Spanish feel to my ears. Then a slow drum and bass beat comes in. It's like a palate cleanser after the first three rockers. Not really exciting, but there's some good guitar work there. About halfway, you get the electric guitar kicks in for some really cool, and he's melodic on this one too. And BB, it fades out tenderly. Fades out very tenderly. And then, boom, back to the rock. Huh?
Yeah, right.
It could be.
That's the first time I ever heard you
It
say
could be.
tender.
It could be. Keep it up on.
Tenderly.
See, he's getting older.
He is.
Birthday episode.
keep
he's
that up.
getting older.
Maybe I'll
He's
say
getting more sensitive.
Maybe I'll say moist next.
Ooh, moist.
People hate that word. You know
Oh,
that's weird. People fucking go insane when they fucking hear moist. Carson fucking hates it.
Really?
Carson hates a lot of things.
I know. That's true. Next song, Fury. Straight up rocker, back to the rockers. Probably 3/4 tempo rockers. Some lead fills thrown in there. One of the lesser songs on the album for me. Good vocals and drums, though. The bass and the drums are synced pretty cool. Cool guitar. Little back and forth solo. You know, it's just him, but it's some cool production stuff he's got going on there. That part does move the song up for me, but it's like later in the song. But that part, the solo definitely saves the song for me. I don't know. For some reason, I just don't like the vocal cadence on it. There's a little something off on this song for me. I like it. The solo fucking saves it for me. Fire. Great build to the kick-in. Choppy guitars. The keyboards for the verses are cool. Not a total rocker, but the song has a great pace going. A fun song for me. The stop and start guitar is good. For the verses works here. The solo's shredding, but not crazy once again. Some very tasteful shredding here from Yngwie. Come on. If he stuck with this formula, it would be fucking awesome. I love some of these solos for as long as they are. You get a good chunk of the song for the solo. Like more, you're going to get more bars of a solo on an Yngwie album than you're going to get for an average one. But it's okay as long as it's not fucking insane. But this is good, tasteful shredding done here. Magic Mirror, cool drum start for an up-tempo rocker. The pace in the verses is cool. Really cool. I do love the vocal cadence on this one. I love the intensity of this song. Again, amazing guitar work, and the arrangement for the solo is great. The tempo changes here and there. Then boom, right back to the chorus. Great shredding, ending the song. Fucking fantastic. Dark Ages, definitely a dark song. Really gives you that Dark Ages, like a sullen pace to the song that captures the feel of the topic, I think. It's cool vocals, like it's a very plotting song. I think kind of gives me a little rainbow feel, early rainbow feel to it. Some cool drum fills, atmospheric keyboards. The solo's really cool. Starts melodic, then shreds, and then back to melodic. I like the back and forth on that solo. Lead guitars playing out the song. And the lead guitar kind of reminds me of violins at the end. Like I really like that one, though. I think it's cool. Then you get the longest song on the album, Trilogy Suite OP5. Is that how you? Is it OP?
I always called it OP, but it's up to you.
Whatever. Epic instrumental. This is one that he still plays to this day. Shredding, bam, The double bass kicks in. The bass and the guitars are kind of mirroring each other, which I think is very cool. Fast pace, very Ritchie Blackmore-ish, very rainbowish, fun instrumental. The arrangement's fantastic here. It's mixed in with some keyboards and the guitar. The bass is fantastic in this one. Then it fades out. Like you get that pace, like about 2.5 minutes in, it fades, comes back with some atmospheric keyboards, some acoustic guitar, very Black Sabbath like the middle of the song, right? Yeah, it seems like you go from Rainbow to Black Sabbath, fades out, then bam, right back to another like more rock pace. Great with the drums and the ride cymbal for BC, definitely fucking absolutely some cool grindage. Solo kicks in with some cool shredding, and another keyboard solo, which I like that you get that change. It's not just all the guitar going on there. It's you get some keyboards. He lets you get keyboards, cool keyboards, drums, bass in the song. He lets the other members of the band kind of shine here, but I think he plays bass on this one as well, so we can't really give credit to another bass player, but he does play bass on the songs. But it's cool that you get that thing there, some quick acoustic shredding, then back to the Black Sabbath like keyboards in there. The song's a wild ride. I think it's an amazing album, amazing ending to the album. It goes the opposite of how we ended the Bruce album. You get that rockin' crazy into this album where you got the kind of softer, kind of reflective kind of thing for the Bruce. When you get that, like, boom, here it is. I think it's an amazing end to a fantastic album. People to play on the album: Yngwie Malmsteen, guitars, Moog Taurus, bass, arrangement, mixing, and production. Mark Bowles on vocals, Jens Johansson on keyboards, and brother Anders Johansson on drums. What do you got, BC?
Yes. I love this album. Back in the day, I played the fuck out of this on cassette. Probably went through 2 cassettes of this. This is when he was good. And I don't mean good like he sucks now. But
accessible.
This is good Yngwie. The guitar playing this whole album is enjoyable. There's no like he is nowadays.
It's not all about that.
You could do all that shit. Like I said, you start off with, you don't remember, I'll never forget. I love this song. The keys and the guitar going together. They drive this song to me. The solo is fucking not over the top. Just fun Malmsteen. Another good song on there for me is Queen is in Love. A little heavier riff in this one. The chorus has the background vocal. It's melodic, jamming solo. The next one that stands out to me would be Fury. The upbeat drums and guitar. To me, the solo in this is sick. Back and forth, I loved it. It's not like it's 2 guitar players, but the back and forth is cool. Magic Mirror, I love the drum starting at. The fast chugging riff with the keys, background vocals, and again, when it comes to the solo, it's tasteful. It's not crazy. It's for then it was like, yeah, you're like, this guy's fucking good. And then you finish off the album with the Trilogy Op 5 or whatever. This is what you come to Malmsteen for. Just the rock and solo, the music, and then he tones it down for a little acoustic part there, and then back in the rock and keyboard. This is, I remember this and Odyssey to me were
They're the two.
They're the two. Great albums. And then after that, I kind of got away from him a little bit, and then
He started to get crazy then.
and that's when the craziness started. But this took me back. I remember this back in the day. Freaking played the shit out of it.
I agree with you both that this is probably the easiest Yngwie to listen to. As we all know, we 3 have suffered through Yngwie's grandiose
Oh yeah, you
nature.
said that without, did you, BB?
I did.
He did.
Good for you.
His grandiose nature, and this has a little bit of it for sure, but it's his album and it's not live, so it's not going on forever and ever because he doesn't have the vinyl to go on forever and ever. He has a finite amount of space to put in there. I love Jeff Scott Soto with Yngwie. He's my favorite singer to be with Yngwie.
Well, he doesn't sing on this though.
God damn it.
It's Mark Bowles.
Mark Bowles. God damn it. Okay. I thought it was Jeff Scott Soto. I was wrong.
He sings on Marching Out.
Okay, that's the album before. Okay. I do like... Okay, so... Thought it was Jeff Scott Solo. It's Mark Bowles. I like Mark Bowles singing on this.
Yeah, Mark.
I like Fury. I don't know what you're talking about. How it's like a lesser song for you. That was one of my highlights.
It just didn't... I don't know. I like it, but it's...
Yeah.
Vocally?
I like that
know.
chorus. I think it's a good
I don't
chorus.
know. I don't know what that is.
But Trilogy Suite has always been a go-to Yngwie song for me. I just love that intro. It just goes on so many journeys, and it does feel like we're listening to some orchestral piece, but amped up to 11. That's kind of like a fun version of Yngwie that I like, where it's not too like overindulgent. The band is still playing with them. It's a fun jam. It's a fun time. And I like Crying as well. I think that's a really fun instrumental because it has that build. It starts with kind of that, acoustic mellow part, but then it kind of builds up. So this was a really fun 80s feel album for me. I've always liked this album the most out of Yngwie's catalog. It's the one that I would go to whenever I would, for some reason, be possessed to listen to Yngwie. This was the album that I liked before he ruined me when I saw him live.
Give Marching Out a try too. That does have Jeff Scott solo.
Yeah.
It's really good. Like I Am a Viking on there is I fucking love that one. What do you got, BB?
All right, it's funny when I look at this picture on Wikipedia. This is not the picture that was on the cassette. The cassette, it was tilted and it had like the dragon was a little more over here. Yngwie was up. I think Yngwie Malmsteen Trilogy was like under the dragon. Like the cover of the cassette was totally different than this picture. So I'm like, at the beginning, I'm like, wait, I'm like triple checking. I'm like,
the right
is this
album?
the right album? And then I start looking at the track list. Like Fury. I don't remember Fury at all. And you want to know why I don't remember Fury? Because we would get to Crying and fast forward the tape
to the other side,
the end, flip it over, and start with Fire. I heard Fury on Apple Music. I never really heard the song ever.
So
I couldn't sing these songs note for note, boom, 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 boom. Get to Crying, fast forward the tape, flip it over, and go to Fire.
Huh.
And you guys love Fury. I'm like, I don't know, what the. And I heard it. I'm like, Fury.
What the hell are you guys talking about?
Well, did you like it when you heard it?
It wasn't bad. But it's weird because like you're so used to not hearing it. It's like 1986. Like so this is probably the first time in a long time I actually listened to that song. Huh. And that's just the way it fell because it like, all right, I don't want to hear. I don't know. So I probably got it in 87. I didn't get it in 86.
Well, sitting having a couple beers, Crying is not the song you're going to be partying with your friends to.
Right. So
Also true.
So it's 87. We're
Also true.
15 driving around. Like, I don't want to listen to a 5-minute instrumental song. Flip it over, put it back in. So it was just funny. You were talking about the cassette, and you're talking and Dylan said he enjoyed Fury. I'm like, that was almost like a new song to me. But this album is amazing. This is the first album that I was introduced to Yngwie, and we always skip the instrumentals. When you want to hear some rockin' stuff. Back then we skipped the instrumentals, vocals. And I don't know why. It's just one of those things. But I don't remember that was like the picture for this album. Put this album out there, and it has that great guitar keyboard combo. Mark's vocals are amazing, and of course Yngwie's shredding on this album is just phenomenal. Queen in Love, like everybody else said, harmonies at the chorus are great. More really cool keyboard on that song, and I think Fire. I absolutely love that song. I think that's the heavier rocker on the album. Great drum beat, more great vocals in the. I think the solo is sick bananas, BC. Of that song, but yeah, when you brought that out, I'm like, oh, I remember that, and I actually went to up my mom's about a week ago, looking in the attic, and I'm like, I have like boxes of cassettes that are just melted and ruined by now, and I'm looking, I'm like, I know I have this cassette somewhere because I wanted like to compare the picture, so I'm gonna have to find a picture of the cassette because it's totally different of what's on there, but that's.
Should be able to find that on Discogs.
That's my shredding album of being 15. That's playing air guitar in your bedroom. Just
use the tennis. Cool. You use the tennis racket. Just air.
Just there.
All right. Don't need no. All right. So there's my birthday albums, and hope you guys enjoyed them. So check them out. So we'll go around, rank them, and we'll wrap up. Dylan.
First off, happy birthday.
Thank you.
I think you had a really good lineup of albums this year. Not that you've had a bad lineup in previous years, but usually there's like an album that I don't vibe with as much as the others, but these albums, for the most, like I was very much, they're very much in the same punching class, weight class. I would say. So if I had to rank them, I would probably go Slash number 1. I think the Conspirators are such a good band, and like BC said, they're a band. They're not individuals. They are a band, and I really respect that, especially with somebody like Slash, who could just have the hired guns and him, but you could tell that they all treat each other like equals. So I really respect that. Number 2, I'll go Thundermother. That's a great album, fantastic, awesome to see these ladies working hard and rocking it out and putting out a great album. Number 3, I'll go Bruce, because I think that's a really cool showcase of Bruce outside of Maiden, because he's so well known for that, as well as Samson, but maybe not as well for Samson since that was way back in the past. But Yngwie number 4, but it's all very close, because Yngwie's the one that I've heard the most, because I've been playing it for a lot longer than the other albums. But I really liked all the albums a little bit more before it, because I think it's the memory of seeing Yngwie live that soured it for
ruined
me.
Forever.
We could totally understand.
Yeah. It was just that was a brutal concert. But you can listen to some of the songs that we talked about tonight on our Spotify playlist of the week. We'll put all the highlights from the albums on there. You'll get to hear Yngwie in a truncated capacity,
More subdued.
less Zakk Wylde and more more not that. But it was a good picks, and happy birthday. Glad to celebrate another birthday episode, the first of a new year. So great job.
All right.
Ready. Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah, definitely. These are probably a great combination of albums that you actually picked. Like, I didn't, honestly, even though I didn't really get the Slash album that much, I didn't dislike it. Honestly, these are great albums. These are really, really good albums. I think Thundermother still kills it for me. I thought that album was amazing. Yngwie next, because it just brings me back to good old 86, 87 era. Bruce next. Just great, dirty, hard Bruce that you want to hear, and then unfortunately Slash has to be last. But I'm really curious, because I think this may be like the most, because usually there's like a clunker of that everybody usually picks. I think we're gonna have all different clunkers this. I don't think we're not gonna have a good
consistent clunker.
Consistent. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be all over the place.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Usually there is one album that we all agree is like the least amount.
Yeah.
But I think you're right that we might not have that this year.
Well, it depends what you guys pick.
Well, I mean for this episode. I mean.
Oh, okay. BC.
Happy 30th.
Thank you. Again.
Again.
Almost double that.
Where's the time gone?
Thank God our mentality is still 18.
Yeah. All right. First of all, happy birthday. Another great episode. I mean, I can't pick these. These albums are all great. If I had to pick, I'm going to put Malmsteen first, because I have not listened to that album
The
forever.
nostalgia.
The nostalgia of that album just brought back that time frame back in that was classic time. Second, I would probably pick Thundermother, because that vocals are just outstanding on the album, along with everything else, the music, everything. I'm probably going to pick Slash third. It's a good live album. And like I said, after seeing him live, I don't know, I just connected with it a little bit more.
We'll be seeing him live again. March 5th.
Again, 2 months. Less than 2 months. And then I'm going to finish up Bruce Dickinson. But there was no 1 through 4 in this album. They're all great picks. I mean, I just threw them out there like that. There's really no, like you said, clunker on this. Like, I could do without that. No.
All right. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes once again. I love the birthday episodes. Like I said, it's the only one that I really insist that we're all here for, because I know everyone's schedules, it's tough coordinating sometimes. And as far as ranking them, this was really the toughest one of my birthday albums to episodes to rank, because I did my notes for these probably a good month ago, and I would throw one of them on like at least once a week, a different one. And today I got to listen to them like between today and yesterday, I got to listen to them all once all the way through, and I'm like, I don't really know how to fucking rank these, because because once in a while I'll get like I picked that one, but it's okay. But like I'm gonna go with Slash first, because I think I'm so looking forward to the new album. I think that's why, because like I talked about before, that it's a total band effort for them guys. I gotta go with Thundermother Heatwave next. I just rocked the fuck out to that album today. I was like, man, this is good stuff. And I think that's tempered also by the fact that they're recording the new album right now. That so if say they're recording it now, say they're done early February, so we're probably going to get a Thundermother album by the end of the year. Maybe not physical copy.
You can order it in November and get it.
I'm sure we
April.
will probably be getting it. Probably. I'm going to say the way things are going, recording stuff, probably mid to late summer. I think we may get their new album, and believe me, that's not coming off of anything. That's just in my head. Yngwie and Bruce, they're the coin flip for me. I'm just gonna for things' sake, I'm gonna say there's less skippers. Well, not that there's really skippers, but Bruce would be next for me, because the Bruce Adrian combination, I can't bust that up. I think it's just fantastic. Roy Z and Adrian Smith, absolute fantastic fucking guitar duo. They were the guitar duo once again on the next album, Chemical Wedding, for Bruce. Fucking another fantastic album. They have a live album, The Scream for Me Brazil. I think I did that one we did the single live albums way back, and I think that was one that I picked, I think. And those guys are just as good, if not better, live, kicking ass than on the studio albums that they played on. And then Trilogy, I'm with BB and BC. Just this album brings back a lot of memories. It was the year that I graduated high school. Got to see him live for this tour. It was probably 87 by the time I got to see this album tour, because I know Sporty Kings from Triumph came out that same year. So I want to say it was in the winter of 87 that I got to see that. And that was a fantastic year for shows, because thinking on it just like literally right now, I saw Yngwie and Triumph in concert, and that was the year I saw David Lee Roth and Tesla Eat 'Em and Smile tour. So that's two of my top 7 concerts in the same year. Of course, David Lee Roth will never ever top that. If a concert ever tops that, in my mind, I can't even imagine what the fuck it would be. But 2 top 7 concerts in that year, and Yngwie was involved in one of those shows, because I'm gauging them for the opening bands too. So it was a great show. Yngwie come out, Triumph, and just a great show. The album is great, and that's another one. And trust me, even though Fury, it's one kind of, I'm like, and I'm not saying I don't like the song. It's just one of probably the most lead song that I like on the album. But there's just such cool. It's a great album. I put that on, instantly takes me back to that, sitting there. And I had it on a cassette as well, BB.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like that picture sideways.
Yeah. I found it on eBay. Here, there's the picture.
Yeah. I had that, and it was a white cassette.
Yes.
And it was the more beige than white. It wasn't the white cassette.
Okay,
Yeah.
So,
Spread out more.
but I definitely remember it. All these albums have special memories for me. So I enjoyed it. Thank you for the birthday wishes, guys. This will come out on the 28th of January, so it'll be actually 2 days before my birthday. My birthday is on the 30th. And actually, we were going to be in Vegas for my birthday this year. We were going to go to the KISS residency out there. BC was going. I know you were kind of mauling it. But, I mean, we were, if KISS was playing there, I was going. We were going to be there. Because Sonny had tickets for us. He had tickets, and Sonny, I hope you got your refund for them. But we were going to be in Vegas for my birthday. We were going to actually see Kiss in Vegas on the 29th, the day before my birthday. And that was actually, the 29th is Tony Masalma's birthday. So, Tony, happy birthday on the 29th, day before my birthday. And 29th was my father-in-law's birthday. Rest in peace, Gene. Love you, buddy. And so, great episode, guys. I appreciate it. Check out the Spotify playlist. And, check out some of these. If you haven't listened to these albums in a while, just check them out. If you never heard of Thundermother, man, check them out. If you like good, straightforward, hard rock, definitely a band for you. If you like AC/DC, if you like Airborne, that's a friggin' band for you guys to listen to. Slash, you like Guns N' Roses, this shit's better. I'm sorry. I'm just going to throw it out there. I enjoy this. Nowadays, for sure.
Okay.
I enjoy it more than I've been enjoying Guns N' Roses for at least 15, 20 years. Bruce Dickinson. Aggressive Bruce Dickinson stuff. Absolutely. So, guys, get out there, check out some stuff. Check out the Hidden Gems we talked about. Check out the Saints and Sinners album from 1992. BC was one of his birthday picks. So, thanks for listening, guys. We appreciate it. Please, guys, at least give yourself a little time after you listen to our podcast. Listen to one album all the way through in a sitting. If you have the time to do it, you will not be sorry for it. Even if there's a song in there that you think sucks, just listen to the whole album all the way through. And thanks, guys, for the birthday wishes, guys. Love you. One more cheers here, guys.
Ready? Happy birthday,
happy
buddy.
Birthday, everybody. Thank you. Enjoy. And take care of yourselves and each other. And we will see you next time. And there definitely will be a next time.